Okay. All right. Welcome to the class, everybody. This is
Hi, teacher.
reading with. Oh, hello. This is reading time with Dr. Seuss. So the layout of this class is going to be we're going to read through a book together, a bit at a time, and I'll help you out with your reading and pronunciation as we go. And hello there, Ainalka.
Not Hoinanka. Hi, Jack. My name is Cornell. Hoinanka is my wife. So my
What
name
is
is Cornell.
Cornea?
Yeah, Cornell. I write it down my name on the chat box. Okay.
All right. And where are you from?
I am from Hungary.
Hungary?
Yeah, Hungary. It is located in Central Europe.
I know where Hungary is.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to the class. And who else do we have here? Salvatore?
Hi,
Are you
Jack.
there?
How are you?
Hello.
Yes.
I'm very good.
Can you?
All right.
Nice to see you.
And are you from Italy?
Right, teacher. Milan.
Milan. Okay. All right. Well, I guess let's get started, and we will, as people join the class, we will add them into the rotation. So the book we're going to be reading is from Dr. Seuss. It is The Sneetches. Those little critters were called Sneetches. And what was it? Cornell?
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to start us off and read the text in the box?
Of course. The snitches. Now the star belly snitches had bellies with stars. The plain belly snitches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all.
All right. Well done. Now there's 2 points I want to help you with. Number 1 is those W's. You want to make sure those are W sounds and not V sounds.
Hmm?
So in words like weren't, it's weren't, not weren't.
Hmm? Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
And the other thing is you want to make sure that when you have those TH sounds, that they're really TH sounds with your tongue between your teeth and not like an S or a Z. So think, not sink.
Yeah, okay, think.
Okay. So can you try reading for me those last 2 lines again, if you could? Do you understand?
Yeah, sorry, could you please repeat it?
I was asking if you could read again the last 2 lines.
Yeah, okay, those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all.
Remember, it's think.
Think.
Yeah. You want to make sure so sometimes you hit the TH, sometimes you don't. So when you read, always make sure that when you're getting to words like the, think, they, that you really make sure it's the, not s.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So with that, we will move on. Salvatore, you're up next. Would you like to read the box?
Okay. But because they had stars, all the stars' belly snatches would brag. We're the best kind of snitch on the beaches. With their snouts in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. Will have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking.
All right. Well done. Now, One thing I want you to work on is when you're reading, make sure not to add little extra vowel sounds at the end of words. Um, for instance, like when you say they would, it's they would, not they woulda. You hear that?
They would.
Yeah. So make sure that that your words end when the word ends in a consonant and that cuts off right there. Don't let a little vowel appear after the end of the word. But other than that, that was quite good. Okay. So I see we have a new student, Javier.
Yes,
All right, welcome. Would you like to join us in reading?
Yes.
All right. Well, then this next box is yours.
When the Star-Belly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly children had known open stars.
Mm-hmm. So when you say words like not and all, make sure it's that ah vowel that's way back in your throat. Ah. It's spelled with an O, which makes you think it's note, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Actually, that was pretty good. Let's keep moving right along. So, Cornell, this box is for you. Cornell?
Yeah, sorry, I'm
Okay.
here.
All right.
When the Star Belly Snitches had Frankfurter roast, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toast, they never invited the plain belly snitches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near. And that's how they treated them year after year.
All right. Very good. You made your TH noises much better that time. But make sure to watch those W's.
Yeah.
A few of them are still turning into V's. Always make sure it's W, not V.
Mm.
So when you
Okay,
make the
right.
W, yeah, when you make the W sound, your lips will not touch your teeth. But when you make a V sound, they do kind of come in contact with your teeth. So always make sure it's W, not V.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
All right. So, Salvatore, you're up again with this line.
Okay. Then, then one day, it seems, while the plain belly snitches were mopping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars.
Good. Now it's a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. Zipped, not zipped.
Zipped, zipped
Mhm.
up. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
whenever you see those English verbs in the past tense with that ed, it's written ed, but it's just pronounced like a d. So zipped.
Zipped. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So moving along, I believe it is Javier's turn.
Yes. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester my monkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I'm the fix-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at a great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed.
All right. Well done. Good work on reading all those names correctly. Now, one bit of advice for you is that a lot of your H sounds, they kind of come off as a little as hissing, Whereas in English, they're very breathy. So not I have, but I have.
Have. Yeah. Have.
Yeah. And not hundred, but hundred.
100. Okay.
There you go. And just guaranteed. It's written with a U, but it's just guaranteed, not
Guarantee.
guaranteed. Yeah. It looks like it would be Guerin, but it's Garen. All right. So moving right along, I see we have some new class members. Hello, Ali. Ali, are you there?
Yes. How are you? Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. All right. Are you ready to join us in reading?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, then this part up here for you.
Excuse me. Would you please make it
Mhm.
bigger, because it's small. Try.
Let me see if I can actually. Oops. That was correct. Let me see if I can find a way to make this zoom. I'm not actually certain that I can on this screen.
Okay. Go ahead. Pass.
I can't make it bigger. Do you want me to repost the text for you on the
No.
chat?
No. It's okay. Okay. I will try.
Okay, sorry about that.
Then quickly, Sylvester, Mickey Monkey, McBean, put together a very peculiar machine, and he said, "You won't start like Star Ball Snith,
A sneech.
Snitch. My friend, you can have them for $3 each."
All right.
That's it.
Now, just so you know, that when you see the word sneech, that's referring to those little yellow bird creatures in this story. They're called sneeches.
Yeah, this is name only. Yeah,
Hmm?
this is name Snitch.
Yes, sneech is the name of those yellow creatures. They are sneeches. They're made up, obviously.
Yep.
All right. Let's move along. Who else has just joined the class? Hide. Are you there, Hide?
Yeah, hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Would you like to read this part?
Okay. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they crumbled inside. And then the big machine roared, and it croaked, and it and it bonked, and it jerked, and it barked, and it bopped, then about. But the thing really worked. When the plain belly snitches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upstairs.
Upon bars.
Upon that.
Yeah, it's like theirs, but misspelled purposely to rhyme with stars. All right, no, that was very good. Good job getting all those T sounds on all those verbs like bonked, jerked, and bopped. That was very good. All right. Continuing on, I believe it is back to Cornell.
Yes. I continue.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. "We are exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We are all just the same now, you snooty old smarties. And now we can go to your Frankfurter parties."
Very good. Now, can you say the word weird for me again?
"We are exactly like you.
Weird with a w
We are,
sound.
we are all
What?
just the same."
So your W still sound a little V-like. So really try really extending your lips when you say it. Whoa.
Wa.
Weird.
Where.
Okay, better. Because, yeah, you want to make sure those come off clearly as was and not V's. So it's made, remember, it's made only with the lips, not with the teeth at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on, I believe Salvatore is up next.
Good grief, granted the ones who had stars at the first were still the best snitches and they are the worst. But now how in the world will we know? They all frowned if which kind is what or the other way round.
Okay. So once again, remember that when the words end in a consonant, you want to make sure that they really end there. So it's groaned, one's, best, not one's or besta, just best. It ends with the final syllable. And one other thing is on words that start with vowels like R and other, make sure that there's not an H at the start of those. So it's not har and other, just R and other.
Other are
Yeah, R, not har.
are.
Sometimes when you start your words with vowels, you would put an H in there, and you know.
Okay.
All right. So whose turn is it now? Is it Javier, I believe?
Yes?
All right, it's your turn to read.
Yeah. Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So, you don't know who's who. That's perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best snitches on beaches. And all it will cost you is $10 each."
Okay, good. Now, in words like it and will, it's not eat and wheel, it's it and will with a it, the short I of English, the it sound.
Uh-huh.
So make sure that when they're short vowel sounds, that you make sure they're it, not e sounds. So it and will, not eat and wheel.
Shorter. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little shorter. It's also more relaxed in your mouth. You go from E, you can kind of feel everything's a little tense. Your tongue is pushed forward, and then if you relax everything, it goes from E to I. Yeah, and it's it and will. So you make sure that your short I's are short I's, not long E sounds, but it sounds. Okay. Who is up next? Is it Ali? Ali, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes.
Billy's stairs are no longer in style. Said McKibben, what you need as a trip through my star of a machine. This one, this wondrous, contraption will take off your stars, so you will not look like
Sneeches.
snitches who have them on theirs and that hand machine, working very precisely. Removed all the stars from their teams quite nicely.
Tummies.
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 Tummies quite nicely.
Yes. And also it's the working very precisely.
Pre- Precisely.
Yes.
Yes, precisely.
All right. Well done. Let's keep going. Hide, you're up next.
Okay. Then with the shoot. Okay. Then with snoots in the air, the paraded about and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. We know who is who. Now there isn't doubt. The best kind of snitches are snitches without.
Yes. Now, word up at the top was paraded. Paraded about.
A paraded. Paraded.
Yeah, like a parade.
Okay.
All right. And let's keep our momentum going. After Hide, I believe we are back to Cornell.
Yeah. Then, of course, those stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, what Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star of machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess.
All right, very good, very fast. Now, you'll notice that the word them and then one is in italics, slanted text, and the other is in all caps, all capital letters. So when you see that, that's done like that for emphasis. So when he says invited them into a star-off machine, or then of course from then on, so you want to put the emphasis in that sentence on that word, stress that whole word. So try reading this whole box again, and this time when you hit those words that are italicized or capitalized, stress them when you hit them.
Which one?
Do you see them in the last line of the first part? Invited them into a star-off machine.
Yeah.
See how them is in italics? It's the letters are angled.
Invited them into his star of machine. Then, of course,
Yeah. So
then as you
go
probably
on. Okay. But yeah, when you see those italics or those capitals, that's a sign in writing that you need to emphasize that word.
yeah.
So it's that McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guessed, and so on.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So, who's up next? It is Salvatore.
All the rest of the day, on those wild screamy beaches, they fixed it up. Chappie kept fixing up snitches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machine they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the plane nor the stars' bellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who.
All right, good. Now the word is again.
Again,
Again.
again,
In. So it's
again,
so it's again with that short I sound, that it, again. It's spelled with an AI, but it's just pronounced it.
again,
Again.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
And now, really quick, I'm going to have you read just the first two lines again. And when you read it this time, I want you to make sure that all your words end when they end, and that you don't add any little extra vowels on the end of them, okay? So all the rest of that day, not all the rest of that a day.
Okay. I try.
Okay.
O- All the rest of the day. On those wild screamy beaches, they fix it up. Chappie kept fixing up snitches.
All right, that was good, except for the word up, which is up, not up, up.
Up.
Yeah, just like that. And also, it's on those wild screaming beaches, is how that word is pronounced. Wild.
Wild. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay, so let's see. Who is up next? Who is up next? Javier? Is it,
Me?
are you, wait, who just read? Sorry.
Then, when every last cent
Is,
of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can teach a snitch.
okay, so two things. First of all, remember that those H's are really need to be breathy. Not he, but he.
He.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. And another thing that you may want to work on is with words that begin with E's and K's in English. There's always this distinctive puff of air, this little puh, or a cuh. You can kind of hear it. And that can help make your P's and K's more distinctive to English speakers. So, for instance, when you were saying some of the words, they sounded a little ambiguous to me. So when you have a word that begins with a P, like packed, you want to make sure it has that little puff of air. So it's not backed, but packed. Which I hope the microphone can pick that up. There it was, yes. So anytime a word begins with a P, a T, or a K sound, a p-t-k sound, you can always add a little puff of air, and it will help make your words sound more native. Okay. So after Javier, it is Ali.
Okay. But Mickey Ben was quite wrong. I am quite happy to say that the snitches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that snitches are snitches, and no kind of snitch is the best on the speech. That day, all the snitches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not even theirs.
All right, well done. Now remember, there's sneeches with that E sound. Sneeches.
Snitches. Silently. Snitches.
Yes, sneeches, just like that. And
Snitches.
the E sounds are always tend to be a little long in English, so it is sneeches, not snitch.
Snitches.
Sneeches, the best on the beaches.
Yes, snitches.
And one other thing is that in words like had and, it's not and or had, but it's that sound. And that sound it's like ah, but ah is in the back of your mouth. is in the very front. So remember
They had.
and yeah, had, just like that.
Hat.
All right.
Oh.
Had. Yes. All right. So that's the Sneetches, and we'll go on to read a few other short stories. But at the moment, I wanted to take the little break just to ask if anyone had any questions or concerns or anything pronunciation-wise they wanted to ask me about. All right, and if not, we will just move right along for another story. So this one is called the Zax. That's when you see that word, it's pronounced Zax. And this is first line, it's so short. It's just one day making tracks in the prairie of cracks came a north-going Zax and a south-going Zax.
Zax.
So then,
Wow.
Zax.
Excuse me, one question, please. One question.
Yes.
Is this Zax? It's the name or standard of some words?
No, Zax is a made-up word in this story. Zax is just the name of these things in the story. These two people are Zaxes.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all you have to know is that they're Zaxes, and it's not a real word; it's a made-up word. Okay, so what I just read. So Hide, I believe it makes it your turn.
Okay. And it happened that both of them came to a place where they bumped. There they stood, foot to foot, face to face. Look here now, the north-going Zack said. I say, you are blocking my path. You are right in my way. I'm a north-going Zack, and I always go north. Get out of my way now, and let me go forth.
All right, good. Just 2 pointers. One is make sure those little words don't escape you. In the first sentence, a few of the words like to and of kind of fell away as you were reading. And also on words like north and forth, make sure that your R doesn't disappear. It's still north and forth.
North and forth.
Yes. All right. So, moving right along again, after Hide, it is Cornell.
Who's in whose way snapped the south-going Zax. I always go south, making south-going tracks. So you are in my way, and I ask you to move and let me go south in my south-going groove.
Okay, except it's south, not south, but south.
South.
South. Yeah, so
South.
let your tongue get right between your teeth, between the upper teeth and the lower teeth, and go south. Yeah, south, not south. Make sure it's a TH, not an S. Yeah. All right. And also watch those W's. They're still sounding very V-like.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Salvatore?
Then the north-going Zax puffed his chest up with pride. I never, he said, take a step to one side. And I'll prove to you that I won't change my ways if I have to keep standing here 59 days.
Good. Now, one thing is that the word puffed, it's puffed, not puffed.
Puffed.
So remember that those EDs, they're written with an ED, but the E is never pronounced. So just puffed.
Puffed. Okay.
All right. And after Salvatore, we have Javier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll prove to you, yelled the south-going Zax. That I can stand here in the prairie of blacks for 59 years, for a life by a rule that I learned as a boy back in South-going school. Never budge, that's my rule. Never budge in the least. Not an inch to the west, not an inch to the east. I'll stay here, not budging. I can and I will. If it makes you and me the whole world stand still.
All right. Good. Now, one thing, when you have those words that begin with Y's, make sure they are Y sounds, not J sounds. So you and yelled,
Yelled.
yelled. Try to let your tongue relax a bit so it doesn't constrict and get that kind of yelled sound.
Mhm.
So yelled.
Yelled.
Okay, good. All right, and to finish us off, I believe we have Ali once again finishing the story.
Okay. Well, of course. Well, of course, the world didn't stand still. The world grew in the couple of years. The new highway come through, and they built it right over those two stubborn,
Stubborn.
stubborn, stu-
Stubborn.
stubborn zicks, and left them there, standing unbe- uh, un, uh, unbedig- unbediget,
Budged.
unbudget, budget,
Not
unbudget,
budgeted. Not budgeted, but budged.
budget, unbudget, and their trucks.
Hmm. Good. Now the stand is also that a vowel, not the ah vowel. So stand.
Stand,
Yeah.
standing,
Stand, standing, standed. Yeah. Good.
stand, stubborn.
All right. So here's the end of that story. We're going to skip this one and move right to this one. What was I scared of? All right. So I believe it is Hide's turn.
Okay. Well, I was walking in the night and I saw nothing scary, for I have never been afraid of nothing, or anything, not really.
All right. Good. Now that one was a little short, so I'm going to have you read this one as well.
Then I was deep within the wood. Then suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of green pants with nobody inside them.
Good. All right. So back up to Cornell.
Yes. I wasn't scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for?
All right. Good. Now it's the word is scared with that air sound. Scared.
Scared,
Scared.
scared.
All right. Moving on, it's Salvatore.
and and they moved those empty pants. They kind of started jumping, and then my heart, I must admit, it kind of started thumping. So I got out as fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that I did not care for, no, sir.
Okay, now with words like moved and scared, remember that those EDs, the E is not pronounced, so it's moved and scared.
Moved, scared.
And also keep watching out, and almost all the words here that ended in a T, you added an extra syllable. So it's admit, not admitta. It's fast, not fasta. And out, not outa.
Out.
All right. So be careful about those extra little syllables. Make sure when they end in consonants, you really cut the word off.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
All right, and now it's Javier. Javier, are you there?
Javier disappeared.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, we'll skip right along to Ali.
Okay. After that, a week went by. Then one dark night in Greenwich, I had to do an errand there and uh, fetch,
Fetch.
fetch, fetch some Greenwich spinach. What I had
Some Greenwich spinach.
is some Greenwich spinach. When I had fetched the spinach, I was starting back through town when those pins raced around a corner and they almost knocked me down.
All right. No, the word is pants, not pence, but
Ah,
pants.
pins, pins,
Pants.
pins, pins.
There you go. Yeah, so you let it open up the vowel a bit.
Ah,
When you say
pin,
pain, when you say your jaw should pretty much be dropped all the way down.
pins,
There you go.
pins,
All right.
pins.
Very good. Ali. So Hide, it's your turn.
I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home. Believe me, I had really had a scare. Now, bicycles were never made for peregrine pants to ride in, especially spooky peregrine pants with nobody inside them.
Inside them.
Inside them.
All right. Well done.
Thank you.
So moving along, it's going back to Cornell.
Yeah. And the next night I was fishing for that trout on Ruber River when those pants came rowing toward me. When I started into shiver, and by now
Shiver.
sure and by now I was so frightened that I will tell you, but I hate to. I scrambled and rolled away and lost my hook and line and bait too.
All right, good. Now it's screamed, not screamed.
Screamed,
And it's the Ruver River.
rived,
River.
river,
With a short I. River.
yeah, river.
Okay. Well done. All right. And now, Salvatore? Now, when
I
you
ran.
read these, I want you to make sure that you do not that when the words end, make sure that you end the words. Do your best not to let any of those little syllables pop up at the end, okay?
Okay, teacher, I tried. I ran and found a brittle bush. I hid myself away. I got prickles in my breeches, but I stayed there anyway.
All right, good. Now, it's a brickle bush,
Bush,
bush.
bush.
So it's not boosh, but bush. And this is the same way that you go from E to I. You can kind of relax your mouth when you go from oo to bush.
Bush.
Mm-hmm. So make sure it's weaker than the full oo, but And also it's I hid myself away.
I hid myself away.
Mm-hmm. The word hide is spelled with an E. It's similar but different.
Okay.
Okay, and because that was short, I want you to try to read this part too.
Me, teacher.
Yes, you.
Okay. I stayed all night, the next night too. I'd be there still, no doubt, but
Doubt.
I doubt, but I had to do an errand, so the next night I went out.
All right, very good. Now those final syllables. All right, so Ali, it's over to you.
Okay. I had to do an errand, had to pack a peck of snipe in a dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide.
Good. Now it's pick a peck of snide.
Pick a peck of snipe.
And to make those sound a bit better, make sure you puff, you bring a little puff of air with those P's. So pick a peck.
Pick a peck.
Yes, that sounds much more distinct.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's actually it's that whole puffing thing. It sounds like such a subtle thing, but to English speakers, it always sounds really apparent.
Yeah.
And because that was short, read this one as well.
Me?
Yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. I said I do not fear those pants with nobody inside them. I said and said those words. I said them, but I lit them.
Lied them.
Yeah, but I lied them.
Yeah, he lied.
Yeah.
All right. Well done.
Lie. It's coming from lie.
Yeah, as in like the opposite of the truth is to lie. Yeah, he lied them. He was saying that he's not afraid of the pants, but he is. All right. Lied. All right, Hide?
Yes. Then I reached inside the snide bush, and the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone, and I bet that you know who.
Now the word someone, there's a little W sound after the M, so someone. Not someone.
Touch someone, and I bet
One.
touch
Remember, there's that W. Someone, not someone. Someone.
someone.
There you go. All right. And that was very short, so I'm going to have you read this page as well.
And there I was, caught in night, and in that dreadful place, those spooky empty pants, and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help. I screamed. I shrieked. I howled. I yelled. I cried. Oh, save me from this pair of green pants with nobody inside.
Good. Those words up there are howled and yowled.
Howled and yelled.
And they're both just terms for noises you make. Howling is what wolves do, and yowling is more like what a sick cat sound makes. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Konya?
Yes, of course. But then a strange thing happened. Why those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I.
Scared.
Scared.
All right. And this part?
I never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me.
All right. Very good. And for the last line, Salvatore, this is for you.
I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty punks with nobody inside them.
All right, now two things. The first one is, as I've said before, in those words with EDs at the end, remember that the E is not pronounced most of the time. So it's not calmed, but calmed.
Calmed.
And also remember not to let those H sounds appear in front of words with vowels that start. So not harm or around, but arm and around.
Arm around.
So try saying arm again.
Harm.
Arm, not harm.
Okay. Arm.
There you go, that was it.
Okay, difficult, teacher.
A little difficult, yeah. If you can, if it helps, you can kind of try doing is if you restrict your throat at the beginning of the word, there's a sound. I don't know if you've ever heard it when you're studying English called a glottal stop, but if you have ever heard that term, that sound actually comes right before these vowels in English. So you can kind of, if you just kind of go arm and around, is a way you can kind of help fight those H sounds. Kind of like if you ever see the word uh-oh, you can put the full thing. So, all right. Ali? Oh, wait. You just spoke, didn't you?
Okay.
Yes. So,
And
yes.
now, okay. And
Sorry.
now we meet quite often those empty pants, and we never check or stumble. We both smile and we say hi.
Good. Remember, it's those empty pants.
Yep.
With a long O sound. All right. And that is all. So we have 7 minutes left. Does anyone have anything they'd like to ask or say? Clarifications or questions?
I have no any questions.
Yes?
Go ahead.
You said you had a question?
I have no any questions.
Oh, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't have.
story was very interesting.
All right. Well, if no one has anything else to ask, then I will end class, and I hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.